Yo, what's up, guys? Steve, we're scotching things. Oh, we're heading home. Guys are turning. We took a wrong turn. Guys are behind me. We're heading home. Just dropped our equipment off at the new job site, which was like 2 hours further west and north. We're basically by North Platte, Nebraska, if you're familiar with that. It's nice to get that project wrapped up. We were there a long time. 3 bins and a floor and moving door and stuff on an existing bin. It was a big project. And I know I complained a lot about it in the last couple of videos on updates. Don't worry, I'm gonna give you some more complaint updates here in a second on it. But it's nice to be done. You show up to a project like that, multiple bins, and your parts are just scattered everywhere, and it's overwhelming at first because you gotta sort everything out and find out where all your stuff is. And but when a job is done and you see what you've built and you drive up on this impressive looking storage facility this guy's got now, you get a, you did that, you built that. And like I said, I always like, driving down the interstate and there's some larger bin sites that we've built, and you get to see those and tell your kid, hey, we built those. You just get a sense of accomplishment, and it's nice to be done though. We'll talk about some work stuff. I got some nice stuff. We'll get through some cringy work stuff. So last Friday, a building crew showed up. So we built 2 bins on one side. I should have done a video there kind of describing how this, basically there's a drive-through so semis can pull through the middle. There's an overhead hopper tank. They can load, they can drop grain into a pit, which then disperses it to the bins, or they can pull into this overhead and fill semis up to when they need to sell grain. 2 bins on one side, 2 bins on the other. Like I said, we built 3 of them. The smaller one, we had to pull the floor out, move the door, move the transition. That was the whole thing. But then this whole thing down the middle, they're gonna have an enclosed building from the elements. So when they pull trucks in, they're not out there in the freezing cold temps and stuff like that. Anyway, this building crew, like I had enough complaints about the millwright crew we worked around. The building crew was something else. Just messy, in our way even more than you could imagine. Dangerous to the point of I finally lost my cool on Saturday. I'm on one side of the bin hanging stiffeners, and but at this point there were 4 telehandlers on site. Mine, 2 of the millwrights, and then this rental one that these guys were using. I know what mine sounds like. I know what the reverse sounds like. It's different than the others. So all of a sudden I hear mine start up, and these guys just hot rod everything around, and I just hear them rev it up and move. They were moving it so they could move theirs in without asking. But by the time I got over there, they had already gotten theirs in there. Well, my main power cord that runs from my generator into the bin that powers my jacks to jack the bin up, it's a big, thick, heavy, expensive cord. And there were 2 of them connected together because we had, needed the length to get to the generator. Just ran it over. And then, telehandlers have 4-wheel steering, and he was trying to get in there, and he kind of steered around on it, and he was an inch from my connection box. And finally, at this point, I had put up with enough of their shit, and I just lost my cool. I was yelling at him like, what the fuck you think you're doing? Just because it was just, you could have simply just lifted it up and moved it onto the bin pad, and it would have been out of your way. So then throughout the day, then they ran over some other stuff. They crushed one of their pieces. The guy was just fast everywhere on the telehandler. Scraped up, got in and scraped up one of these brand new painted bollards. Drove over, they moved their crane out of position so these guys could get in. And then drove over their crane pad and crushed one of the extensions that hooked to the crane. I was like, well, you guys are fucking idiots. And then yesterday, I had moved a pallet. It was right up against the bin pad where we were working because I wanted to put stuff on it to then move to another location. And I come back and the pallet is just disintegrated. The guy had just drove over it. Like, why? Who does that? Who does that? One of their guys, you know, they're working right over our heads, dropped his impact. So an impact with a battery is probably, what, 3 pounds? He was up about 20 feet, and it just right in front of my guy. Like, just barely missed him. I mean, so in that aspect, I am glad to be gone. Just glad to be gone where I don't have to worry about someone else hurting someone. Someone other than, you know, than my crew. So lesson of the story, everybody's got new hard hats on the way. We have hard hats we've gotten away from. They're old, they've timed out, and they had the plastic banding, and we just haven't worn them because usually we're by ourselves, right? But still accidents happen, and that is a mishap on my part. That is stupid. I'm always hitting my head. I mean, I hit my head, let's see, cut it yesterday on the door. Just dumb shit. So that was just dumb on my part to not. Yeah, they got too close to me and my phone switched over to the other truck. Sorry, I don't have to edit this or put these two together. So yeah, new hats on the way for everybody. So there's that. What else? You know, it's just like the story of my life the last couple of years. If something's gonna break, it's gonna break. Thank God we had gotten the bin up on Saturday, and the guys were anchoring it in. Oh, I gotta talk about that too. They were drilling holes so we could anchor the bin down in its final position. And I'm moving stuff around with the telehandler, moving trailers around, getting ready to get jacks out, stuff like that. And I see them kind of, they're in a frenzy, wanting me to come over to the trailer that the generator's in. And it's a big generator, 25 watt, not 35 watt, sorry, 25 watt. MQ Power, Whisper Watt, really nice generator. And I get over there and it's sizzling, and there's antifreeze everywhere in the trailer. I'm like, oh, you know, I don't mess with electricity. I've shocked myself enough times, like, so I don't kilowatt, all that. I just don't, you know, I know what I need to power, you know, basically 220 powers everything. This generator was a little bit overkill, but my father-in-law had gotten it from his brother who dealt and used stuff like that. And we've had it 10 years. Service it regularly. It's supposed to have safety systems if oil or water temperature it was, you know, so something malfunctioned. And I know about engines, but like looking in there, I'm like, ugh, there's just shit, antifreeze everywhere. So something catastrophic has happened. I'm on my way now to the job site to grab that trailer to drag that home. So my father's brother-in-law is a retired mechanic, and he likes to still tinker with stuff, so I'll let them play with that and throw them some cash, because those, I looked up, are $30,000. I didn't pay that when I bought the business. I got a screaming deal on it, but I need power now. I could rent something, but that's a hassle. And my other Miller generator is down, waiting on parts for that to come in. So both my generators are down, and I've got no power to jack. So after talking to the manufacturer who makes my jacks, seeing what kind of stuff I need for power, Kubota makes a 14 kilowatt diesel generator, and it should be plenty for these bigger bins. Like I said, that 25 was kind of overkill for what I needed. So, but generators are kind of hard when you, like, and I'm not talking about little, like, generators for your camper. These are big, massive diesel generators used to power your whole house or something like that, you know, power a job site. when you don't have power. And we run into it now where we don't have enough power, or farmers are going to like 3-phase and we use single phase. So finally, you know, after talking, I was lucky enough, the Kubota dealer in Omaha, a couple hours away from me, didn't have one, but they could have one by this weekend for me. So yay, business expense, another write-off for this year. So, but it's a bummer. No one wants to spend that kind of money. But then in the meantime, while talking to my jack, the guy who makes the jacks, there are a newer version of my jacks, and I've known that. They're a little bit bigger, but, and this doesn't mean anything, I'm going to try to explain it to you now. On a short sheet bit, we call them short sheet, 32-inch tall sheets, I have to make 3 lifts on my jack. My jack has to go up, down, and then up again to get the bin into position to put a new ring on. On a tall sheet bin, 42 for most, Brock is a 44, it's 4. It's up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And that last on like a Brock tall sheet, we're at your, you know, the jacks are 2 pieces inside of each other, but even you get, it's getting to at the end of its length, and it wants to tip, and it's not fun. You can't jack in much of a wind. Anyway, long story short, these new jacks are 2 lifts for a short sheet and 3 lifts for a tall sheet, which would save a ton of time jacking a bin. So I talked to him. I'm probably going to upgrade to those next year. Nice. I can trade my jacks in, and what they do is they just refurbish them, go through them, make them all brand new again, and then resell them. So that'll help absorb some of that cost. So we'll see. That'll be a next year purchase. I'm not going to purchase them at the end of this year, at the end of the jacking season, so I can make payments on them while they just sit all winter. So there is that. What else? Oh, we'll talk about I had the Demco 8020 on me, but didn't really, I just played with that. My work knife I had for the last 11 days was the Z-Wear SMF. Freaking love this thing. We were short parts, and the crew brought them in one day, and I knew automatically just by the size of the box what we were short, that this wasn't it. So I go over to cut it into the box. I'm just kind of frustrated. I just slice right down right into the concrete like an idiot, but it didn't muck it up too much. And then a couple days ago, every pallet is shrink wrapped to death, so you're trying to get the shrink wrap off so I can get to what I need in this pallet. I'm just cutting away, sawing away, and didn't realize I'm just like up against metal. So that was fun. It still didn't. I know Z-Wear doesn't. It's a tough steel, but edge retention isn't the greatest. But even after all that, it's still got a pretty. I mean, it works for cutting cardboard and shit like that, and banding, and so I didn't dick it up too much. I want to talk a little bit more also on this Machine-Wise Sonora. Man, I brought this along and just kind of played with it. It is so fidgety, but more than that, in that unboxing video, I didn't do it justice, and you're not going to see it now, but all the milling that they put into this, and it is it's solid. It's a great, I am really, in any chance I've had to cut, like I carried it, but when I was home for 4 days, and then just like I said, at night, played with it in the hotel and stuff. But I'm really, I like the feel of it, and it's well made, and they did a really good job. So good job to those guys. What else? I was pretty good, you know. I've got 2 knives. Actually, one showed up yesterday, and I think one will be here tomorrow or the next day or whenever. But they were bought a while ago, and I'll explain that during the unboxing. And they're more replacements for 2 other. It's stuff I have already, just a different version of something. So to replace what I have, really. It was the original. It was what I originally wanted. So anyway, I'll explain that later. But that also made me, and I put in a custom, you know, I still got Donnie's knife coming. I got the heater on order, and then I talked to another builder, and it could be up to a year, but it's kind of a spendy knife. And last time I was home, I sold 7 knives, and that was kind of like, and I've talked about this before, you know, you just kind of hoard and accumulate all this crap, and stuff doesn't get carried as often when you've got, and I counted, and I think I'm up around 60 or 70, and that seems, even for me, that seems excessive. And I know Dave used to have a hard rule of 40, and I'm gonna try and do something like that. Get down to something more manageable so everything gets carried more, because God, it's, you know, and I'll get them out from time to time and you know, play with them while watching a movie or something like that, but a lot of the stuff isn't getting carried, so I'm gonna move it on when I get home. A lot. I've already got one Strider SMF sold, which I never thought I would sell, but honestly, I've got too many Striders, if that can be a thing. I'm gonna let go of a couple SNGs. One's an old school one, and one is a newer one. I'm gonna let go. I've got the Rask, which is brand new. I mean, it's been carried around the house, but I've never used it. I'm gonna let go another Grimsman Norseman, which is brand new. I bought it. I get into this some, you know, sentimental stuff sometimes, and I bought it when I bought my company. But do I need it? Like, and the date was close, and so for the last 4 or 5 years, it's just sat there in the safe. So I've got a brand new Rask, or a brand new Norseman, and they're matching. If anybody wants, I'll hook you up on a sweet deal. Both cross hatch blue. I'm gonna let go of my small Sebenza 21 Tanto. I haven't carried that thing in over 2 years. And I'm just gonna kind of look. I'm probably the Hinderer Project X, maybe. I don't know. I just got that back from Dave. I won't sell his scale. I'll give that back to him, but it's got the thumb stud mod, but like, yeah, you just, you know, and I love carrying that knife. I love that knife, but do I need it? I don't know. There's other stuff I'd rather carry. You know, this one hurts. Maybe I thought about it. Maybe the Rogovitz, the Rhino. I love that thing. If I do get rid of that, Dave and Steve Clare get first dibs on the Rhino. I'm really thinking that one's not going to go because that's so unique. Maybe that FMJ I had done last year for my birthday. I haven't carried it. It's a sweet knife, but I haven't carried it. Maybe that O'Brien Blades custom I got from him last November. That should go quick on his site because his knives are really popular. And actually, what I might do on that one, I might just trade that one because that one's got a Damascus. It's a beautiful knife, and I love the knife. But I might just see if one of the guys in the group wants to trade for a regular blade shape. Mine's got a compound grind, and I'd probably carry that one more, even though like I love Striders with those crazy compound grinds and stuff. I'd probably carry the other one if it just had a normal CPM one. Yeah, I think he does them in CPM 154 blade, so I might trade that one. Like I said, I'm gonna try and move out 10 or 15 just to, because I've got them all. They all sit either in the safe downstairs or in a closet in my bedroom, and there's just so much. A Praetorian tie is going to be gone, and you'll see why. But I've got 2, so not the one I use at work, the Tanto, but the other one, the one I got from the holiday show from like 3 or 4 years ago, is going to be gone. I've carried that one, and it's a great knife, but the Predator sculpt is not my favorite. What else? I don't know. I'm gonna go through. Thought about a custom Strider, but because I do carry all of those, so I'm gonna go through and look and see what else I'm gonna move out, because like I said, there's just too many. There's just too many, and I've been pretty, like I said, I've been pretty decent on buying. Like I said, I've got the stuff on order, which I'm kind of excited for. I'm just kind of see if I can just ride it out and enjoy those knives, and try not to be so impulsive. I get impulsive, and you sit in these hotel rooms. You know, God, we've been on the road for over 30 days, and you know, you get bored and you start looking at stuff and buying stuff. So just the impulse control. I need to, my wife's like, you're trying to fill a hole. You're trying to fill a hole. Probably I am. But yeah, I'm gonna move some stuff. And like I said, because last time when I sold those 7 knives, it felt so good. It was just like, look, there's more room on the knife shelf for more knives. No. But like I said, it just, I mean, I've got stuff that's not getting carried that someone else can enjoy. Obviously, if I enjoy them, but man, if I enjoyed them that much, I'd be carrying them. So, I don't know. Probably that Delica. I'll give someone a screaming deal on that. I don't need that purple PD1 Delica. Hit me up. If there's something you want, all I can say is no. Good chance this time it might be yes. So yeah, just gonna move some stuff. I'm really excited for these like I said, the heater, the Ripley from Donnie, and then I'm gonna keep this other one a secret because, like I said, talk to him. Could be it was a year last wait on his last round, but he said he's got, since it was a new knife for him, and he's got the process down a little bit more, and then what you could spec these knives at is insane. I'm gonna keep mine a little bit more tame than some of his builds, but it's a cool looking knife, and yeah, we'll see. So he said maybe 6 months on that. So 6 months to a year, who knows? It's one of those things. It's like, all right, you forget about it until it's time. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. Thank you. Oh, real quick, we also burned up a DeWalt hammer drill. We'll talk about tools real quick if you guys are this far into it. So we've got a Milwaukee hammer drill, and it's massive. It was like $1,800, but it's awesome. It is awesome. It's the only Milwaukee thing I have, and it's the only Milwaukee thing I will ever buy. The cord was going bad on it, and Milwaukee warranties their stuff. They've got a 5-year warranty on stuff like that. So I took it into Fastenal, and they sent it to Milwaukee. They called me back and said, Milwaukee won't warranty this because it's over an inch. You know, it's over handles, it's for drill bits over an inch. I'm like, what? Yeah, they only warranty the hammer drills under an inch. I'm like, that's bullshit. That thing was $1,800. Then they wanted $700 to fix the cord. I'm like, send it back. I can put a new cord on myself. So yeah, bought the cord. The cord was $70. What a scam. But getting back to that, DeWalt, we use everything DeWalt. We've had great luck with DeWalt, except DeWalt hammer drills, man, they suck. And I'm not talking about like you get the cordless drill and it says it's a hammer drill, you know, it's got the hammer drill function. No, I'm talking about big hammer drills meant for drilling holes in concrete, big holes in concrete. So yeah, burned up another. We had multiple. I've got another brand new Bosch is what we've been using. Bosch is what we always used before because DeWalt sucked. I mean, I can't tell you how many. We burned up 2 of them on one job, just trying to drill one bin. So the DeWalt hammer drills, in my opinion, stay away from them. But it sucks, man, because that Milwaukee is awesome. If it ever completely, it's tall and it's heavy, and you don't have to really. It just drills the hole itself, really. So, but yeah, Milwaukee, you can suck it. But that's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching.